Welcome once again to another Alabama adventure. What is our fascination with cemeteries, especially old cemeteries? And then we're extremely fascinated if someone says this particular cemetery is haunted. I just wonder if all cemeteries aren't haunted because that's where the spirits reside for the time being. Today we're going to visit a haunted cemetery, a cemetery that I know is haunted because I've been there before and I have made pictures and I have picked up orbs and that type of stuff. Today we're going to travel deep into Coosa County. Uh, Coosa County is kind of a rural county. It is very peaceful, a very calm place. I enjoy just riding through Coosa County just to relax sometimes. Now, Coosa is a Choctaw Indian word that, well, actually, to begin with, in the Choctaw language, it was Coosa, which, and that was kind of the English, that's kind of the way that the English people wound up pronouncing it, was Coosa. And it means cane or cane break. But also in Coosa County, there's a lot of granite outcroppings, a lot of beautiful boulders and like I said, granite outcroppings, rocks, stones, all through Coosa County. That's one thing that's kind of relaxing, is to go through there and look at some of all this beautiful scenery. And on this particular cemetery that we're going to, it was restored here several years ago. Some people came in and cleaned it off, and they placed boulders all along the county road beside it, so you wouldn't go by it. It's out in the woods, it's out in the country. But anyway, you'll see all these boulders along the edge of the road, and that's how you know you're at the Old Shiloh Cemetery. And most of these graves are very old. There's a lot of stone work, a lot of stone walls down there. It's just really something to see. So let's get started and take off today on this Alabama adventure to Coosa County. Okay, now today we're at the Old Shiloh Cemetery. It's located on County Road 63 in Coosa County, Alabama. It's supposed to be a very haunted graveyard, and last night was Halloween of 2014, as a matter of fact, and you can see on the side of the road where a lot of people undoubtedly pulled over and were visiting this haunted cemetery on Halloween night. What we're going to do is make a little walk around. There's one grave here that I want to show you that's got a famous name on it. It's not the original name that you probably know, but it's a very famous name. First of all, let me read you what's on the sign here. It says, established late 1700s, restored April 15, April 72 by OCR 172 53rd Company 5th STUBN. I'm not familiar with military abbreviations, so I don't know what that means. I'm sure a lot of you do. Fort Benning, Georgia. It looks like they need to come back and do a little work again pretty soon. Let's walk down to this. Most of these graves are surrounded by rocks. Very, very old cemetery. First of all, we'll walk down here to this little plot or grave site. It looked like there's a lot of traffic this morning, and you'll probably hear all kinds of vehicles going by, but I'm sure they're... Boy, there's a nice one. Better get that on to the junkyard while you still can. As here you can see there are trees and bushes beginning to grow back up in these graves and knocking the rocks over. Here are a few more graves. They appear to have a rock wall built around them. We'll go in there and, well, here's a little doorway. We'll go in there and see what we see. Regardless if this cemetery is actually haunted or not, there's some spooky looking tombstones in here. And I'll tell you a little story that I was told about this. I'm not sure if it's true or not, but let me see, let me see if I can zoom in on that one a little bit. I was told years ago that these rock walls were actually the foundation of houses and barns here at one time, and that a witch had killed some people and had buried them under the house, and that's why it looked like rock walls surrounded the graves. It was actually the foundation of the house. Then after it was found out, they came in here and tore the houses down and marked the graves. I'm not sure if that story is true or not, but that's what I was told a while back. We'll walk on around over here beside the rock wall or foundation is another grave right here. Sarcophagus type grave. And right here it looks like someone has stood this particular rock up for some reason. Could have been last night during the Halloween. You never know what people are doing around the cemetery anymore. Here's another that I was told was the barn at one time, but like I said, I'm not sure if that story is true or not. Okay, now while I was filming, the camera batteries just died, and before I left home this morning, I put new batteries in the camera so I wouldn't have to worry about that. So I guess this place is pretty haunted. Matter of fact, I have been down here late at night and made pictures and have picked up a lot of orbs. I hadn't picked up a ghost or anything, but now we might today. But since it is All Saints Day, but new batteries just went dead, and that's why I'm at a different location real quick. But this little rock wall right like this, or decoration, is what you'll see on the side of the road whenever you come up on it. I guess that's where the Army sort of decorated so you could find it a little easier. And this is just a shot of County Road 63 in front of it here. And I'll swing on back around. As you can see, there's some cedar trees out here, and it really needs cleaning out again and some trees cut off of it. So we'll walk back up to where we were at. Here's another grave in front of this rock wall. We'll go up and see if it has anything written on it. A lot of pine straw on it, and I'm just going to leave that today. Inside this one, you see there's a lot of just marked graves, but really not with tombstones. And here you can see the wall beginning to fall, or it could have been torn down somewhat. And over here is another entrance way in here, so we'll go over there and check that out. Here's some more stones that were placed along the side of the road, and cedar trees. And cedar trees have a reason in a cemetery. I'm not exactly sure what that is. I've been trying to find out. I hadn't been able to find anyone that could tell me, and I've Googled it, and I hadn't found out any information on that much either. Okay, now we're right here at a doorway, and there's some type of little sculpture here. We could be entering a doorway to another realm or another world. It also has a stone across the threshold. And here on the side of this stone you can see some carvings. Look like chiseled out. And at one time there was something else, because it got some holes drilled in it. could have been a gate or a doorway. Well, it is a doorway, but it could have been a gate there. Looks like a few back over the other side of that wall, a few graves. Not anything, really not anything in here to read. These are all just marked graves with rocks. But as you can see, the walls are beginning to deteriorate, and some large pines are growing. Go on up and show you in inside where the graves are. Very large pines. Been here at least since 1972, or maybe longer. But this cemetery is in bad need of restoration once again. There are a couple of graves right down there. We'll go look at those. Right here on the back side of the wall, I just found as we walked around, somebody has cut some trees. I guess they were growing into the wall and doing a lot of damage, so someone cut them, or well, I can tell that those were cut. Looked like one just finally died and rotted. And the camera keeps clicking off for some reason down here. I'll turn it back on. It's a baby grave. Somebody has left some bubbles on it. I don't know if somebody around here is still related to these people or what. But on the tomb, you can see a lamb, and it says Clifton Thomas, 1902-1916. And someone has left soap bubbles for it. And let's see what this one right here is. Well, I don't believe we can read it. But it looks like an adult grave. Okay, now I've made it back up to that other grave site we were looking at a few moments ago, and here's the doorway that goes into it, and let's just walk in there real easy and maybe get a little better shot at something. I want to see what's on this marker. Okay, this says Joseph Embry, Continental Line, Revolutionary War, 1753-1850. So this is a Revolutionary War soldier grave here in this cemetery. And this one I needed some soap to read it. It's a nice monument. This one over here is a little readable. It says sacred in the memory, Sarah, consort of Joseph, I can't make out that last, and mother of Mary S. Thomas, who was born January 17, 1810, died 1857. That's something that's kind of rare, is to see a consort. What a consort was after Joseph, somebody, after his wife died, this lady sort of kept house for him, cooked for him, cleaned for him, did stuff like that. But let me get another shot of this one right here of the Revolutionary Soldier, which is rare to find this far south. Let me get another shot of his marker there. Let's see if we can read that a little better. But anyway, it says 1753 to 1850, so that means he was about 97 years old when he died. So he undoubtedly made it through the Revolutionary War and came back here. I guess this was his home. Well, the camera just went off again, so let me do that again. There are 2 pines on the right and 1 on the left. And as I was coming around the Revolutionary Soldier's tomb there, I saw a black shadowy figure between those 2 trees. And that's what I'm doing now. I thought I was recording, but the camera clicked off when I asked him to manifest himself if he could, or she could, that we were not here to bother anybody. I'm only here to record the cemetery. Never know what went on here on Halloween on last night if people that don't know what they're doing was in here trying to conjure up spirits, and could have very well been. I get the feeling that I am being watched here this afternoon. Now these graves here are right at the front of the cemetery. As you can see right out there behind us is County Road 60, Coosa County Road 63. And there's some more rocks along there. And let me get a shot of these graves. They're beginning to fall apart. Looks like over the years. Let me see if we can read this one. It's sacred in the memory of Ann M., wife of R.Y. Sadler. This is a nice tombstone. This is a tablet tombstone. Is what this is called. It says Elizabeth, wife of Sidney Wilkinson, born January 20, 1809, died December 8, 1885. And this one is Sidney Wilkinson, born December 23, 1800, died December 10, 1853. Okay, now remember when we first got here, I told you there was a name on a tomb out here that you would be familiar with when you heard the name. The camera keeps cutting off, and there's nothing wrong with the camera. It hadn't been doing this when we don't go to some haunted graveyard. But anyway, right here is what I want to get a shot of. It says Cassandra Peterson Goggins. Now, if you're into vampires and that type of stuff, you may be familiar with Cassandra Peterson's name. That's the lady's real name that plays Elvira. Elvira's real name is Cassandra Peterson. And this lady here, I have been told, was a real witch. And Elvira plays a witch and a vampiress. But it's just kind of odd that the spelling is exactly alike. And this Cassandra Peterson, on her slab here, it says, sacred to the memory of Cassandra Peterson Goggins, wife of James Goggins, born April 13, 1788, died November 22, 1866. And then down at the bottom, I have wiped some of the pine straw off so we could read this. Then down here at the bottom, it says, as round thy moldering dust we stand, we hope to meet in a better land. And I've been told that this is her husband's tomb here. But anyway, today's Alabama adventure took us to Coosa County, Alabama, which is about halfway between Alexander City and Rockford. And Rockford is a place that we want to go on an Alabama adventure pretty soon. And I hope you've enjoyed today. It's been kind of interesting with the camera going off and the batteries going dead. Let me just pan around the cemetery one more time before we leave. Well, I guess I'll leave it on. I'm trying to cut it off and I can't cut the camera off. So maybe something wants us to see them. Having a lot of trouble with the camera going on and off today, and there for a second or two, for a few moments there, I couldn't get it turned off. And it seems like there's one spot that when I fan that the camera either goes off or you can't turn it off. So anyway, I'll just shut up a few minutes and let you look. But while I'm doing this, you ain't gonna believe it. Of course, the wind's blowing a little bit today, but I have started hearing voices back over this way where I'm holding the camera right now. So it could be that something got conjured up here last night. And there's not a house for at least a half a mile either way. Now there may have been a lot of wind noise in this. I hope not. Right here I was going to show you some tire prints for some cars that pulled off last night undoubtedly at this cemetery. So let's take one more little quick sweep out through there. And I hope you've enjoyed today's Alabama adventure. Well, here we are back at the shack. We made it back almost about dark today. We had a pretty good adventure down at the Old Shiloh Cemetery in Coosa County. I hope you enjoyed it. As I was saying down there, I had put new batteries in the camera this morning before we left, and we didn't get to shoot very much footage until the batteries just went completely dead. I know they were new because I just took them out of the pack. Several times the camera just turned off by itself right in the middle of me saying something, so that may be a little problem sometime, but you just have to overlook that. We just have to overlook the ghosts playing with us and aggravating us sometimes, but hopefully we caught one or two on film down there today. One other thing that I would like to add before we do leave is down there today, you could tell where there had been several vehicles pulled off the road very recently. The grass was mashed down. It was also mashed down in places in the cemetery where people were walking around, and I saw some other things that I didn't film that you could tell people had been there very recently. I'm sure it was from last night because last night was Halloween, and that's all fine and good to go to the cemetery and on Halloween. Sometimes that's a lot of fun. But when you go there and try to open up doorways or portals to another world or conjure up spirits or something like that, if you don't know what you're doing, you sure don't need to be doing it. Now, I know you sitting there thinking, now that's my business, and if that's what I want to do, then you can't tell me what to do or what not to do. I don't care what you do. I don't care what you conjure up as long as you carry it home with you. I don't want to go down there like today and bring something home with me that I don't know how it was conjured up or what it is or where it came from. I just, if you don't know what you're doing, you just need to leave that type of stuff alone. Even though Halloween is a lot of fun and can be a lot of fun, whenever you go to dealing with stuff that you don't know what you're dealing with, it can be very dangerous. If you enjoy these Alabama adventures, I hope you will subscribe to the channel. We enjoy doing them. And we'll see you next time on the next Alabama adventure.